your pleasure by Kenmax Electrical Discount House.
Stand by, 10 seconds there.
Now, here we go.
Camera 2, ready your opening shot.
Give me the opening three.
Stand by to roll tape. Roll tape. 3 seconds there. 2, 1. Take camera 2, use it.
Good evening and welcome to the big replay. Well, South Adelaide, the runaway leader in South Australian football this season, winning 8 of its 9 games before today, is now under considerable pressure. Nord has at last lived up to its rich promise and played very well indeed today to absolutely hammer South Adelaide at Adelaide Oval. And it will be time for Hayden Bunton to give some serious thinking to the situation, because his moves, the very aggressive style of play and clever, skilled style of play, which Bunton has developed, Bob Hammond countered it today, and perhaps that could be a chance for other coaches to think along similar lines. Speaking of league leaders being toppled, North Melbourne was toppled in Melbourne today by Fitzroy. Tonight's replay games on the big replay come from Football Park, where Torrens, of course, played Glenelg, and from Elizabeth Oval, a very exciting battle indeed there for you, where Central District played host to Sturt at Elizabeth. But first, let's have a look at the big replay scoreboard. At Adelaide Oval, 9,214 people saw Nord by 84 points, 23-16 to 10-10 over South Adelaide, and incidentally, Phil Gallagher, the Northern State wingman, was reported by boundary umpire Peter Young for an incident in that match. At Prospect Oval, just 4,140 saw North Adelaide win by 48 points over Woodville, and Woodville's unpredictability is too much for all pundits, let alone supporters. And at Richmond Oval, where we haven't got an attendance figure at this stage, it was Port Adelaide by 30 points. Yet again, West Adelaide trying so desperately hard, but not being able to do it at the end. 18-14 played 13-14 at the final siren. As we said, the mighty North Melbourne was beaten for the first time in spectacular fashion by Bill Stevens Fitzroy. Let's now look at the Victorian scoreboard. Carlton 15-13 by 39 points over St Kilda. Collingwood by 87 points over South Melbourne, and South Melbourne now in dire straits. Hawthorn by 43 points over Melbourne. Richmond by 73 points over Footscray. Fitzroy by 54 points over North Melbourne at North Melbourne's home ground, which makes the performance the greater. And Essendon in a thriller by 1 point over Geelong. Well, so much for Victorian football. Now to the action locally. And at Elizabeth Oval, we joined the excitement at the start of the third quarter. Central District's 10-4, Sturt 5-5. Your commentators are Dennis Airy and Sandy Roberts.
Central District's 10-4 leading Sturt 5-5 as we go into the third term, and the double blues kicking with what breeze there is, as Bythene tries to take the ball out of the air, can't do so. And finally, it's a kick by Phil Sanders down towards the half-forward line. Leading in the race for the ball is Pryor. Oh, coming to meet him and hit him was his teammate Swinstead. This lets the double blues in through Heinrich in towards goal. And the first score on the board for this third quarter, a point, is registered.
Yes, and Pryor does not look good. That looked like a head clash. It'll be Danny Harrington from fullback. Usually Bill Cochran is the kicker in. This time Harrington has taken it. Looking for Maximovic. He's the player that flies over the top of a very groggy-looking Pryor. He hasn't moved very much at all since that clash. Holding the ball is the decision, and it's going the way of Peter Friedrichs.
It's the kick, and it's a booming screw punt in towards 4-4. Waiting back, Whelan takes a good mark.
Yes, Danny Harrington is the man that has nosedive into the turf. Very strong mark then by Whelan. At the moment has 1 goal 3.
Whelan's kick for goal is good, and that's a good start by the double blues in this third quarter. The Sturt go to 6-6, trailing Central's 10-4.
The fly for the mark, the use of the boot. When Harrington coming the other way stopped him dead in his tracks, down he went. Whelan the mark and the straight kick. 2 goals 3 to that player. 10-4 Central District, Sturt 6-6.
And all of a sudden the Bulldogs could be in a spot of bother with 2 or 3 players carrying fairly bad injuries.
Yes, and how typical of the Sturt game too, merely playing their own game all the time. Central Districts dictated the terms of play in the first half, but Sturt opening now, using the spaces, kicking long and kicking with a breeze.
Let's see what happens from this centre bounce between Maksimovic and Davies. Davies going over the top, reaches high to Hardiman, shrugs the tackle. The double blues look good again as they go long in towards half forward. Cochrane recovers well, but too slow to get his kick away and goes straight to Howard. He was pushed as he kicked, and that helped the ball deviate. So Brendan Howard at half forward. Goes with a long drop punt in towards the square. Waiting down Bagshaw. His anticipation was wonderful. His kick for goal is not. He hits the post.
Oh, Paul Bagshaw anguished looking at that. Had it cold. To the left boot, hit the woodwork, point. So this time it is Cochrane. 2 points to Paul Bagshaw as Cochrane kicks with the drop punt. Wide, all Peter Friedrichs. And there have been a lot of changes on the Blues side across their half-forward line. Peter Friedrichs appearing. Looks like Hardiman at centre. Friedrichs, who kicked such a long ball only 30 seconds ago. Here's an instant replay. That is a magnificent kick straight through the centre from at least 65 metres out, and a very pleased Peter Friedrichs.
Could Sturt be on the way back? There's 7-7, trailing Centrals 10-4.
Sandy Nelson sitting in the coach's box with a huge grin on the face. That was a booming screw punt. A magnificent kick straight through the centre from the half-forward line. Peter Friedrichs, a very pleased player. 2 goals in 2 minutes to the Blues.
Maksimovic and Davies again. Maksimovic getting in front. Here's Hardiman again. Caught this time, Chris McClay. Centrals out wide. This is Lee Stone, one of the interchange reserves. He kicks long and too wide, out of bounds on the full.
Yes, but not want to be lulled into a sense of false security from the Central District side. Blues have opened this third term with 2 goals in a couple of minutes and look very dangerous at the moment. The kick from the back pocket, long. The wing, Maksimovic, Davies, slam forward, Sanders, hands and knees, looking for Mike Graham, finds him, he's in trouble, but gets his kick as Vivian tackles late. Jonas and the player in the front, Pete Hargraves, takes a fine mark at half forward. The quick handball, Friedrichs busts his way clear, has it smothered then by Cochrane. He goes in strongly, trying to pick it up. Jonas, Friedrichs, forwarded, Pryor, and bursting out. Good-looking movement onto the left boot, down towards the half-forward line, Zul.
Sandy Zul grabbing that kick from Lee Stone. That's heading back towards Stone again. Whelan's out at centre wing. Plays on quickly. The handball across to Mark Heinrich. Harrington, the flyer, had his name on that one. Streams away, takes a bounce. Goes out wide, kicking to absolutely nowhere. And Michael Graham is under the fall of that ball. He goes short. Davies.
What a surprising kick too. That should have gone short as Davies goes short across the half-forward line. Take your pick, ball Bagshaw, and about the second or third grab, takes it at half-forward. Wholesale changes on the Blues side, as we've said before, as they came out to begin the third term. Hardiman, Sanders, Bagshaw, Whelan, and coach Jack Odie. Oh, there's a beautiful kick to the square. Oh, Whelan! A huge fly. That one could be the Makita mark of the day. From the back, rises. Coach Jack Odie very pleased with the movement. From the goal square, it will be Whelan. For 1 goal, he now has 3. Sturt, 8-7. Central Districts, 10-4.
Sturt have added 3 goals, 7 so far in this term, and we've only played just on 12 minutes. Harrington, screw punt. In for Duckworth. Sanders is there. Graham out. The free kick is going to go the way of the Bulldogs. Duckworth having a chat to Graham. Now a play goes on from Jonas towards Philip Graham. In trouble, but recovers beautifully. Up towards half forward. Reed getting back on it. With him was Bythorn. Forgot about the ball for a moment as Davies comes through. Goes out wide. Well done, Peter Friedrichs. Sturt have got them baffled at the moment. To half forward. Back on it, Cochrane, and he takes a timely mark.
What a reliable defender too is Bill Cochrane. Plays on quickly, puts the ball back, or it'll be Friedrichs under the fall of the ball. Couldn't do it. Vivian had a superb first half. He goes long. Maximovic, Davies. At the back, Jeff Gillies, all the time in the world, looks, kicks straight, goal.
Well, that was a very much needed goal by the Bulldogs and Jeff Gillies, and Gillies has now kicked 3 goals from his 10 kicks.
Beautiful movement then from Central Districts. Matter of fact, it's the first movement in about 13 minutes of the third term. They've been able to get the ball away. Vivian's 15th kick as he put that ball in deep. Gillies from his half-forward line ran superbly straight through the centre. His third, 11-4 Centrals, Sturt 8-12.
Could that be the steadier for the Bulldogs? Let's see what happens. As Sims does battle with Stevenson. Stevenson goes straight to Philip Heinrich. Friedrichs to half forward.
Underneath the fall of the ball, Whelan, Wilson, Cochrane. Out towards Vivian, not well directed. Oh, hit Graham, bounced out. Bytheen, back to Vivian. Long, with his 16th kick. Beautifully smothered, Chris McClay. Kept the ball in front of him. A superb piece of running from the Rover. Down towards Duckworth. Reed's there. He ran into a brick wall, it seems, as down he goes. The ball towards the half-forward line, and again, coming in strongly, Peter Hargraves.
Hargraves goes out to the lead of Whelan. Can't snare it. The back bag short in opposition to Harrington. Dummies once, twice. Kicks long in towards full forward. Over the top, Wilson. And the free kick, or the mark, I should say, has been paid to Swinstead. He plays on quickly across to Harrington. And again, the Bulldogs out of trouble. Bouncing that wet ball in towards the centre. Lee Stone is there. It's a 2-on-1 battle as Downs gets a kick back towards half forward, and unchecked Graham takes the mark.
Yes, and Danny Harrington twice now has come out from defence and has missed kick. Bruce Stevenson was the player that he should have shot at. He didn't do so, and it bounced back just as fast as it came out. Michael Graham now with an opportunity to score from his half-forward line. With a drop punt, won't quite make the distance. There'll be a massive players that gather. Bruce Stevenson, the player with the second grab, and is paid the mark. Brendan Howard a little disappointed, but it is paid. And on the last line of defence, it will be Stevenson to save for the Bulldogs.
They lead by 10 points at the moment. Plays on. Handball across to Cochrane. Not a good kick, but Jeff Gillies snares it, then loses it. Zoom. Graham again. I don't know whether anyone's meant to be standing him or not at the moment. Towards Harrington, but it's gone past him for a goal.
What a disaster for the half-backs of the Central District. Michael Graham now, that is 3 movements that have gone directly through him. He's not been checked. He had plenty of time to look, balance and kick. He kicked straight through the centre for his first, and Sturt creeping just that little closer to Central Districts now. 9-12, Central's 11-4 at the 15-minute mark of the third term.
Maximovic again in opposition to Davies. Mighty thump by Maximovic, straight to Reed. Well smothered, however. Chance for the Bulldogs to go forward. Scouting out wide is Philip Graham. Puts it out even wider to Jeff Gillies. Possibly thought about playing on.
Very compact player too is Jeff Gillies. He goes towards the half full forward spot. It was a beautiful fly. That could be Andy Downs at the back. It's a fine mark if it is. Only a slightly built player. And he's at the full-back spot with a nice-looking screw punt. Back towards his half-back line, Davies. 3 grabs, tried to tap it forward to find Heinrich, couldn't do so. Maximovic has a little Indian wrestle with himself, and we'll see a bounce.
4 points favouring the Bulldogs. Sturt kicking with the breeze. Maximovic and Davies. Rick gets in front and wins it. Hardiman's caught, taken by Davies. Has a blast. Cochrane the flyer. Oh, Roger Cochrane. No whistle sound, so play goes on as Friedrichs gets caught, but gets a kick away towards full forward. What sort of a bounce? Harrington gets a baddie. In goes Wilson. Soccers off the ground, and a point goes on the board.
Oh, desperate defence then for Julian Swinstead. The open goals for Wilson. Couldn't quite polish it off. Cochrane versus Howard. Howard, the good mark at the back. Since half-time, the Blues half-forward line have really come to life, and Brendan Howard is one of the 3 players that have done it. The drop punt puts it up high. Bagshaw, Harrington slams forward. Chance for Van Dommel, Whelan. Good handball, Bill Cochrane. Finds Danny Harrington. Wide all danger too, because here is Davies lurking across the half-back spot. Looked to be playing on. Pryor concedes 15 metres. And little justice in that one. He saw Davies start his movement. He wanted to block, but paid the penalty. So it'll be Davies. And from this mark, Peter Friedrichs kicked a monstrous goal only 5 minutes ago.
Davies, an equally long screw punter. Booming kick for goal. Straight through the middle, and for the first time in this match, the double Blues hit the front.
And a fairly quiet first quarter, but now has come alive. He's had 7 kicks this quarter as the handball is across the Central District's half-back line. Bill Cochrane short. Reid. Long, looking for Whelan. And Cochrane, a very strong approach. Brother Bill backs him up, though. Takes it well. Directs traffic. The call is good from Jeff Gillies, and he takes it in centre wing. He's got nowhere to go. He'll be looking for John Duckworth at the back. Can't quite receive Philip Sanders. Again, a timely mark on the half-back line this time.
Gentleman John Duckworth giving him a hand up. 15th kick to Philip Sanders. Short, Davies. Nigel Walk. Double Blues have got much more method, cohesion. This is Philip Heinrich.
The Central District's forwards now pulled towards the centre, trying to get some thrust forward, hence crowding up their own zone and can't get any movement.
Goal. And the double Blues could well have won this game with 1 quarter of football so far.
Philip Heinrich's second goal. The Blues really pressuring the Central District's defence, have been doing so all this term. As a matter of fact, Sturt 5-5 at half-time, now have 13 goals, 15, a tremendous third term, and it's been led right from the centre bounce with Davies and Hardiman.
They have added 8 goals, 10 in this quarter. Tremendous effort. Sims and Stevenson. Stevenson wins it. Rene Van Dommel can't get the kick away the first time. Dean Mobbs is sadly out of touch in this quarter as Graham comes away. Michael towards half forward. Waiting down Cochrane. Across to Swinstead. He goes to half forward. Reid will be the flyer from the side. Can't complete it. Duckworth in solidly, but Downs rides the bump well. Gets the head ball across to Davies. Out wide he's got Zoom. In trouble, had Davies, but didn't use him. Elected Wilson. Whelan. Dummies the handball, now tries to set it up and does so to Mark Heinrich. He scoots off in towards full forward. Coming in there, brother Philip can't complete it. And Central Districts come away through Harrington. Out of trouble momentarily. Towards Stevenson. Couldn't quite complete the mark. Whelan is there, keeps the ball in play to Davies. Now Howard. Howard flicks it back intelligently towards the half-forward area. But waiting there is Harrington in all sorts of bother as he runs into Bagshaw. Elects the boundary line. And Paul Bagshaw pleading, but no, Paul, it won't happen.
You see the inevitable throw in. It'll be Sims versus Stevenson. What a great battle I've had all day. Over the top, Pete Bytheen down. Leaving the extra man on the ground for the Blues is Bagshaw, 8-9, contest with Danny Harrington, and we'll see a bounce. 26, Pete Hargraves, 4, Sims, 12, Stevenson, down. Stevenson tries to steal, can't do it. Paul Bagshaw's in there. Heinrich also bounce.
5 minutes of time on played, so there can't be much time left in this term, although the Double Blues have been peppering away at goals for the full 25 minutes so far. Chris McClay couldn't get out of that if he was Houdini. Here's a chance now for Mobbs. Not a good bounce. Graham Reid leaves the ball behind. Jeff Gillies through. Flicks it intelligently back to the half-forward area, and it's taken by Lee Stone.
What a very cleverly controlled left footer that was to find Lee Stone. Down towards full forward. The second thrust this term for Central Districts. Lauder, he saved the other one. Duckworth, in over the top, Nigel Walk. A massive player's untidy football, and we'll see it bounce. 2 thrusts by Central Districts down into their forward zone. Only resulted in the 1 goal. Tap forward. Downs is down. On the left boot of Stone, forward. Oh, Mr. Patient. Right in the last line of defence. Comes away with the ball. That was Lauder. Bytheen, trouble for him. Stevenson, very high with the leg. He's in the square, and we'll see a bounce.
Great quarter of football by Sturt. They lead by 23 points. After trailing by more than that at half-time.
Here it is again, the 6th one, leading on Sims. He goes down towards his half-forward spot. High Wheeler has Brendan Howard, uses him up very quickly. He's got time to look, balance and kick. Will it have enough bend in it? On the siren, the answer is yes. And 14 goals, 15 Sturt. Central Districts 11-4. A tremendous quarter of football by the Blues, and you'll see top action on 7's big replay.
Trailed by 29 points. At three-quarter time, they led by 29 points. Can they hang on to this lead as Central Districts kick with the breeze in this final term, and a number of very significant changes lifted Sturt in that third quarter.
Maximovic with a backhanded punch to Sanders. Sanders down towards the half-forward line. Hargraves, Jonas front spot. Peter Friedrichs after him. That was one of the moves. Norsworthy back after a bad clash in the first term. Out towards Gillies. After him, Andy Zilm. He won't catch him. Tries for the ankle flick and misses. The left boot from Gillies down towards full forward. Can't be held. Picked up well then by the handball to Reid. He's had a pretty reasonable game at half-back. Gillies again, short. Well directed. Stevenson under the hammer and stands his ground.
Trevor Sims like the charge of the Light Brigade for that spoil, but just couldn't quite get there in time.
Yes, Jack Oatey, a masterful shift. Friedrichs, Hardeman swap.
This is a pretty important kick too for Centrals, because if they can start off with a goal, it will certainly lift their confidence, which must have been shattered at three-quarter time. That won't do a lot to lift it either. 1 point only. 11-5 Centrals, Sturt 14-15.
Jeffrey Lauder. Coach Darryl Hicks. The headache just starting to begin. As Jeff Lauder prepares to kick in. He'll be looking for Hardeman. Sanders there also. Sanders, the late arrival, tries to flick one over, can't do so. And Dean Mobbs, who was surprisingly quiet in the third term, could be worrying about that newly born presented to him last night. Could come alive this final term, this critical time for the Central District side, as he puts in a boomer to the square. A massive player. Stone is 40. Sims slams one up, taps the red pole, but it's gone through already for a minor score. 11-6. Sturt 14-15.
Main scorers for the Double Blues. Ken Whelan has 3, and Hargraves has also contributed 3 goals. Phil Heinrich 2. While for Centrals, Gillies has 3 goals. The kick back into play is not good. It's falling short. Double Blues get out of it. The handball from Davies across to Wilson. Another one in turn towards centre wing. Philip Graham intercepts. A tackle too high on young Philip Graham, and he'll be free kick.
He's on the half-forward line. Drop punt. Kicking much further towards the south end with the aid of a breeze. Oh, coming through and collecting a heavy blow was Chris McClay, who replaced Norsworthy most ably when he came on. He added a bit of zip and fire to the pack. Plenty of run. Certainly doesn't look as if he's got much run there. Certainly put the body in line with the ball and for his courage rewarded. So I've said many, many times, the little players of the Australian game, tremendous amount of punishment.
Kick from Chris McClay is well offline, and in fact is at 1 point only. Yes, point to take Centrals to 11-6. They want goals, not points at the moment. They trail by 27 behinds.
Domination of the Blues in the air in the third term results in 71 marks to Sturt to 49 marks Central Districts at the three-quarter siren. Is the kick from Jeff Lauder. Nice looking kick. Stays low. Stays low enough, as a matter of fact, for Nosworthy, who wins the plaudits of the crowd for a courageous return at the beginning of the final term. Looked very groggy when he came off. Short. And accurately too, Pete Bytham.
Peter Bytham having only his second kick since half-time, so he was one player shut out of the third term. There were many. The kick, though, by Bytham is a beauty. Now that could lift the Central District side. Peter Bytham scoring a much-needed goal, and that's their 12th. It's 19 points separating the two sides, as Sturt prepare to make a very rare interchange, and that they just haven't made too many today. Peter Simmons is warming up. Could be Friedrichs that's spelled. How we'll keep an eye on it. Oh, there's a big fly over the top. Philip Sanders had a good game. The double Blues towards Reid. Can't quite control it, but has been given the benefit of the doubt. He's done a good job, Graham Reid, against big odds. 12th kick to the former Centrals player.
He's at centre wing. He goes out wide. Brendan Howard. Pushed. And Brendan Howard will take his kick from the half-forward line. The lead is on. Peter Friedrichs. He goes short. No chance. Can Mark Pry get to spoil? And Sturt reverting to the short game, into the breeze. 17 kicks to Peter Friedrichs. Kicked an enormous goal in the third term. Goes again with a screw punt. To the square. Harrington, front spot. Oh, at the back is Paul Bagshaw. Casually takes it off. Goal.
How well this man can read a ball off the track, and that was no exception, and that again gives the double Blues a bit of extra breathing space.
Well, the half-forward line again of the Blues, bringing the ball in. It went short from Reid. Over and then much, much longer. The big pack gathered in the square. Paul Bagshaw casually waiting at the back, plucked it off the fingers, slammed it through, his second.
And Sturt making the interchange. Hargraves off, Simmons on. Centre bounce. It's the double Blues. Sanders to half forward. Friedrichs trying to spoil Pryor, does so. The handball back, Graham a touch. Jonas in trouble, throws it out. Duckworth putting his body over the ball. Can't come away with it, and a bounce to take place.
Well, Peter Simmons is a big lad. He is 11, you can see him on the left side of your screen. And Heinrich trying to take the ball away. It will be Duckworth, Davies, Maximovic. Tap down, Duckworth tries to barge through, can't do. As usual, down the bottom, Chris McClay, and receives the free.
It's half back. Going over centre, Bytham the flyer, with Reid at the back is Sanders. Having trouble picking it up. Still going towards the boundary line, Phil Sanders. Eventually the pack develops and a bounce to take place.
It's a tired-looking Phil Sanders. As a matter of fact, he's covered a huge amount of territory today. 17 touches to Phil Sanders, and that's a great game. Up, Bytham, down, handball, quickly over. Trouble for that man. Yes, he does certainly look tired. That's Graham Reid. He's had an enormous amount of attention paid to him, both by the Blues players and the Central District supporters, as the ball's on the half-forward line for the Bulldogs. Trying to slam it up was Bruce Stevenson. Grab while not in possession and will receive the free.
Stevenson between centre and half-forward has the lead on from Mobbs. He's a good kicker of the football when he gets onto it with this breeze, which is only very slight behind him.
Yes, the first sign of tiredness too. The stamp of the foot could be an indication of cramp as he puts the ball up with a drop punt. A perfectly placed kick. Goal.
Well, can that one keep them in touch? It certainly can, but they want more yet as Dean Mobbs boots his third. And again, the Bulldogs start to close the margin. Again, it's 19 points.
Well done to Bruce Stevenson. Short across the half-forward line. The socks down Mobbs, taking it, and a superb goal from a long distance out. That was the 55, 60-metre goal. And the skipper's posted the 13th goal to the Bulldogs. 13-8, 15-15 the Blues. Creeping just a little bit closer, and we've played 8 minutes of the final term.
Duckworth directing traffic in the centre. Stevenson and Sims to do battle. Sims wins it, but straight to Duckworth. To Mobbs. He's off. Short, he's looking for Stone. Thumped away well by Andrew Downs. Nigel Walk in trouble, but gets out of it. Back to Downs, who finds Graham. He kicks up towards the half-forward line. Spoiled by Jonas. Simmons, who's just come on the ground, just picking up the pace of the game. It'll take him a moment or so, and a throw-in to take place.
Gathering. What a great battle these two blokes have had, Stevenson and Sims. Duckworth waiting. 11. Play. Over the top. Slam forward. Vivian. The long handball. Skipper Mobbs has Graham if he wants to use him. Does just that. Over his head. Hardiman won't catch him. Before he picks up the ball, he's got time to look. Onto the left boot. Down towards Jeff Gillies. Almost the falling mark's not paid. And he's ill. Over. Trouble for the Blues defence. Under pressure now as the Central District's half-forward line swoop. The appeal for holding the ball made by Graham is not allowed, and will find a bounce.
105 plays 86. An extraordinary transformation having come over this game. Norsworthy. Short, here's a chance. Lots of bad bounce for Lehman. He's in trouble, puts the handball out in front of Bytheen, who kicks in towards goal, only to see Lauder boot it back again. Chris McClay couldn't take it. I think the sun had something to do with that. He butters up well, however, recovers, back towards half-forward. Norsworthy giving away inches. Maksimovic coming out to meet the ball. Don't tell me Norsworthy's going to shepherd for the ruckman. Spears in a pass, but there's no one there. Real pressure on the forward lines at the moment of Central Districts. They're trying desperately to score. Maksimovic again to Duckworth, and a kick it from here. It's a prodigious kick in towards full forward. That could be the Ken-Max goal of the day by John Duckworth, and that one must surely lift Central.
What a massive amount of hard work was done in the packs. John Duckworth was waiting on the fringe, which is unusual for him. He receives one step and slam. A good 60 metres straight through for his third, and the crowd really alive now. 14 goals, 8, Central Districts trailing the Blues, 15-15, 12 minutes gone, final term.
Well, quite unreal kicking by Duckworth to see a man standing still boot a ball that far. Right? Here we go, the centre bout. Sims and Stevenson, won by Trevor Sims. Socket off the ground by Mobbs to half-forward. Gillies, the perfect bounce. In towards full forward, kicks Jeff Gillies. He's booted another one, and Central's are back in business.
Well, that's the way to do it. The ball coming out of the square. Mobbs, the soccer. Straight forward, and watch Gillies pick it up beautifully. Smother it with a body, slurps it in, and with his 16th kick, has kicked 4 goals from the half-forward line. The Central District supporters have gone berserk. 15 goals, 8, 98, Sturt 15-15. An instant replay of Sturt's third term, Central District's final term.
Can the ambition of Darryl Hicks be realised today to meet the man that taught him almost everything he knew in Jack Oaten? Chris McRae again fuddling at the bottom of the pack, and a bounce to take place.
This will be a critical takeaway from the square with about 1 goal the difference. 7 points in reality. Sims, down, Friedrichs, Duckworth, Jonas, long, McClay, gets a shocking bounce. Pete Simmons comes out, the wide handball, Andy Downs, onto the left boot, Jonas, and that's a good back.
Finally marked by Jonas. He comes with a screw puck towards Bytheen and Reid. Reid can't control it. Bytheen possession. He goes for the kick. Coming out to meet it, Lee Stone, but in the meantime, free kick has gone downfield, and this could spell danger for Sturt. And FAD and Dean Mobs, who's booted one almost from the identical position, he's kicked 3 so far, has the chance to put another one on the board. He's going short, finding Stone. Well, this could make it 1 point the difference.
Has 1 goal, 1 so far. Can certainly cover himself with glory if he plants this one through. It's a drop punt. Oh, held it very close to his body, but it's effective, or is it ineffective? 1 point. So it is
6 points the difference. 1 straight kick. Who said football wasn't a funny game? Rick Davies kicking the ball back into play. Philip Graham can't get it away. Norsworthy can. Short. The mark. He's going to have another shot, Stone.
And the Sturt bench, not as many smiles now as Sandy Nelson has gone out. The call is for Bagshaw to come onto the ball. The action is with Lee Stone. With 1 point a moment ago. Oh, that looks better. Up go the flags. 1 goal.
Tied away here at Elizabeth Oval. 15-15 to 16-9. Tremendous action. Centre bounce. Sims and Stevenson. Sims wins a belated tap. Norsworthy looking for the flyer running past. A chance now for Lehman. He's in trouble. Caught. Well tackled by Simmons. Downs through the long handball. Well taken by Pryor. Goes across centre. Coming to meet it is Gillies. Spoiled by Zoom. Gillies has pace though, the former Tasmanian. In trouble. A high handball. The bounce favouring Central Districts. This is McClay. Short to half forward. And the mark taken there by Downs. Plays on, holding the ball with precision. Duckworth called to play on. Has a bounce. Runs into full forward. 2 bounces. Steadies. And Central Districts hit the front.
A really important movement. Sandy Nelson was talking to Paul Bagshaw. In came Duckworth. He played on. He certainly wasn't going to wait. He took the bounce. He steadied and slammed it straight through. Paul Bagshaw had his back to him, didn't even see him coming, and 4 goals to that man.
Well. What can you say? Central Districts, after looking gone for all money after the 3rd quarter, are back in front by 6 points.
Here's the bounce. Stevenson, Sims, Sanders, Downs. With a left boot. Long. Odds 2-1. Danny Harrington, the mark is paid. He's unattended at the moment across the half-back line. His opponent is Paul Bagshaw at the other end of the ground, put there by coach Jack Odie to stem this onslaught that Central Districts are making in this final term. Screw punt. Duckworth, hero at the moment. Jonas, Byfeen, short. McClay holds it up. Yes, it's a mark on the half-forward line.
Beautiful collect too as he goes out wide to a winner in Jeff Gillies. Gillies is at centre half forward. He could possibly be too far out to score. This is quite extraordinary. Jeff Gillies, 8 marks. So he's been very damaging and 16 kicks on his half forward flank. This will be his 17th kick coming up. He's booted 4 goals. Into full forward, the reaching arms, do they touch it? Yes. 1 point only, but that's handy. It's as good as a goal, yes, because the margin is now 7 points.
Oh, Jeff Lauder. As the chant starts. And the kick by Jeff Lauder goes in. Sanders, Stevenson, push. Sims and Stevenson have been at it all day. Stevenson has given away 6 infringing frees by resting the hand on the shoulder. This one could be a very important free. It's at the 18-minute mark, final term.
Well, he kicked an extraordinary left foot goal in the 1st quarter. This one's going to reach the square. Offhand. Stone. Another one. And Central is now lead by 13 points in the final term.
Beautifully read then, Lee Stone. The kick from Stevenson in high. The big pack of players. All the Blues flew. and running perfectly to receive the offhands was Lee Stone. All he had to do, drop it on the boot, straight through the centre. That's his third, and Central Districts 18-10, Sturt 15-15.
Centre bounce once again. Bytheen, the big tap to half forward. Bagshaw. Hardiman, who's hardly been sighted this quarter after a dazzling third term. Harrington's the loose man. And one wonders about that move of Bagshaw. Is Danny Harrington. Goes back towards the centre. Stevenson. Great mark. He won't be in a great hurry either, I wouldn't imagine.
Yes, players beginning to really lift for Central Districts, finding that extra bit of energy. Bruce Stevenson is at centre wing with a drop punt. Oh, looks a very tired player as he goes towards his half-forward line. Norsworthy overruns it. In there is Graham. The handball's good to Motts. He kicks to the square. Oh, underneath it is Stone again, but he won't quite make it. He makes the point post, and we find it over the line on the full, and Jeffrey Lauder will kick in from full back.
We've played almost 20 minutes of the final term. The Bulldogs, an extraordinary turnaround, lead by 13 points. Trying to shovel the ball out. Eventually it is. Here's a chance for them again. It looks like Gillies flicks a high ball back in towards full forward. Stone is there, but it goes over for a point. Another one. 18-11, 15-15.
Anything on the scoreboard at this moment. Coach Jack Odie very, very worried. Ted Langridge there also. Sandy Nelson has taken off. As Jeff Lauder prepares to kick in. Every score critically important to either side at the moment as they kick in. Stevenson at the back. The grab is on, and this is Pete Bytheen. A very timely mark also. Takes plenty of time. Tucks the ball up.
15 marks to 3 this term favouring Centrals. What another great turnaround that one is, as Peter Simmons looks as though he's been switched into defence, and the man he was on is Jonas. Here he is now. Steadies, goalwards. Peter Jonas plays centre half back to Centrals, and he's just booted a goal.
How important the kick was that too, because Peter Simons came down. Jonas followed him down. He was picked out quickly. The kick went to him, and straight through with the ball, and bang! That's a goal. The first to Peter Jonas. He's had a good game at half-back, and Central District taking a strong grip on the game. 19-11, Sturt 15-15.
Centrals maintained that arrogance and went on to win by 34 points, 21-13 to 15-15. And we'll have more of those magnificent highlights in World of Sport at noon tomorrow. The goal kickers for Central District, Lee Stone kicked 5, while Jeff Gillies and John Duckworth each contributed 4, while for Sturt, Ken Whelan and Peter Hargraves kicked 3.